This is Kevin Cook from KCC Photography and KCCactions.com. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the new KCC Snow Day action, and I am going to be doing that on a PSE. I may actually make a version of this for Photoshop. You're going to see how quick and easy this really is to get some pretty cool results. And I may end up making a video for Photoshop. I'll tell you, today I am using PSE 13. Okay, so the first thing you want to do whenever you're starting this is we want to switch our black to the back. And then we're going to go ahead and start by clicking the play button. Now as this is running, you'll see it's going to create 9 different snow effects over here. And only one of them will be on when it's complete, but you can shift around and change it up depending on the image. You may want to use different ones, or you may even want to stack them on top of each other, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to stack a few of them. Okay, so when it gets done, it's going to tell you to use a black brush just to hide the snow off the face and wherever you don't want it. So this is what it looks like. Once it's complete, you can see before and after. It creates pretty cool and realistic snow effect. But I'm actually going to add some of the light snow also. Alright, so we're just going to grab a black brush now, and I am going to just brush this off at 100% because I don't want the snow on her face. Now this is a preference thing. Some people think it looks more realistic to leave it. If you were hanging this on your wall, you would not want snow all over her face, I think. Okay, so that was really quick and easy. We can add some bokeh on here if we want to give it more dimensions, because snow, when you shoot through snow, it is layered obviously, and some are closer to your camera, so that's what this is going to do. So we're going to cut those on, and I'm actually going to get rid of a little bit of this just by lowering the opacity here, and we're just going to brush this to make it a little bit lighter. Okay. We don't want to add anything distracting, and each photo is different, so those spots are going to change on each image. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and flatten. We've talked about this before. I am not a PSE expert, and I never claimed to be. I work in Photoshop. I'll only use Photoshop elements to test actions and to demonstrate actions, not to work. But I have actually learned to like it, and it's actually a pretty good program. Okay, especially for beginners. It has lots of beginner stuff. Okay, so we are now going to go ahead and start with some of these color toning actions, and I'm going to choose Fashion Blue just because I like that tone the best for this kind of image, because it should be a little bit cooler. It's a cold winter day. And these actions are great if you live in an area that doesn't get snow, or if you do like lots of fashion stuff, or if you want to get into doing fashion stuff and have like an editorial look. And it's also good for people that do live in snow, because you can actually add it in where you want it and that kind of thing. Okay, so I just ran the Fashion Blue. It's pretty straightforward. You run it and there it is. You can invert this if you want and paint this in to keep it off their skin. If you know you're going to use Fashion Blue, you may want to start just a little bit warmer, just because you want to keep the skin tones in range. And this looks pretty good, so I'm not even going to worry about messing with it. And this is set at 71. I could actually pull it up if I wanted it a little bit cooler, or bring it down if I didn't. But I actually like where it was at, somewhere around that range. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and run our frosted action. And frosted's pretty cool. It's just going to make everything around here, the bottom, look like it's really cold and frosty outside. And you can actually just, if you get a little bit of spillover, you can just grab a black brush. I'm going to lower the opacity to probably about 75% and just kind of brush this off just to bring some of that rich contrast back here in the eyes, nose, and mouth. And then the frosted action is going to affect like light bouncing up from the bottom. Okay, so we have that going on now, and I am going to just flatten this again really quick, and we are going to use paint in tone pop, and this is, we're just going to paint some of this back. This is not mandatory. I actually like this because it just gives it a little bit deeper, richer feel. But you don't have to use this, and we will play with the opacity here in a second. But you can see what it's doing. It's actually starting to create a separate look for the foreground and background. So all these darker colors here, we're just going to paint in some more of that contrast. And then I'm just going to reduce the opacity just a little bit and add just a little bit more here. Like that. And then we'll just lower it down. Alright, that's it. If you wanted to, and you can buy this in the action set, you can buy this in the action and texture set, and you will be able to buy just the textures. This is one of the textures I'll show you. We can just drag this right in, drop it. These are pretty big size. This is one that's called bokeh, and I'm going to set this to screen mode, and it's going to give us more of these colors, more of the snowfall here in the foreground. There's some other ones in here that you could use in the texture part to get the look that you want. Alright, so this is the after, and you've seen I could have done this in 3 minutes, but explaining everything and going over some other things. Okay. So, and then this is the before, and you saw that only took just a few minutes to get really cool results. Alright, thanks. This is Kevin Cook from KCC Photography and KCCActions.com. You guys have a great day.